This is Tatianna Tarot, hitting you up with another tarot energy forecast of this week, prepping you up for the new moon and the eclipse that is coming tomorrow. I hope you guys are grounded and ready for this massive transformation that's supposed to be affecting everyone in a big way. I'm pretty sure that you probably already feel it, or have felt it coming for a while. And shit, I definitely did this week. So I hope you guys are protected, grounded, living in your life, living in your truth, living in your light, living in your truth. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's an affirmation, the Nine of Cups. Happiness, joy, abundance. Ultimately, this is supposed to transpire. Excuse me, I can't even speak. Transpire for the highest good of all involved. So, even if you're going through something chaotic, even if you're going through a lot of rocky transitions, a lot of I don't know what's really going on. I feel like I'm going to kill someone type of energy. Just know that internally within your DNA, within your energy fields, that there are a lot of transitions occurring for the highest good of all involved. Ultimately, it's going to leave you where you are meant to go, and it's going to be just the amount of change that you've always kind of been manifesting and been wanting to have. So you need to like let go of anything that doesn't serve you. The genie in the bottle card did come out. He's saying, hey, I'm here. Be mindful of your power. Be mindful of your thoughts. Be mindful of your emotions. Everything is a vibration, and this whole world reacts to vibration. So if you want to manifest something, don't freak out about it. Just project it and let go and see what the universe reflects back at you. But at this particular time and space, I wouldn't take anything serious. I would laugh it off. But I also wouldn't be so stirred that somebody knocks me off of my throne. I wouldn't want to be so emotionally moved to the point where I have to feel like I have to lose my cool. It's very easy for me to do that. I've got a lot of fire signs in my chart. Also, I'm Port Latina, so it's very natural for us to get rowdy over things sometimes. I think, anybody is kind of that inclination. They can be very fiery and impulsive, but this is a lesson in terms of personal mastery, how to control your reactions, how to think and be mindful of projecting the right reactions to get the right outcome. Anywho, I'm here checking in for March 7th through March 13th, pulling out a card for Monday and Tuesday, a card for Wednesday and Thursday, and a card for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And this week, I'm just going with the basics. Here, I want to pull that out because that is jumping up at us. But I want to go with the basics and just use the Rider-Waite cards because sometimes particular decks call to me, and I have a lot of different decks. I'm in transition, so a lot of my stuff is in storage or in my luggage somewhere. So I only have like a couple of decks out with me that I want to use. And, oh, hold on. I want to grab one that I just bought. The Isis Oracle deck. And this is really dope. I went to a sacred meditation on Mondays. Every Monday I go to the sacred meditation that involves the matrix energetics heart space field. It teaches us how to just basically expand ourselves, really get in tune with alien consciousness, get in tune with our past lives, just anything you can really conceptualize that's a little woo-woo and out there. We do it in this meditation. My practitioner Allison used this last meditation. She never uses decks, she never whips them out, but she decided to whip them out, and I was like, ooh, Isis, that's my goddess. So I fell in love with them, and then I bought them immediately after, and I'm going to refer to them after this session because they're just so profound, they're so healing, and they're so in tune. Like every card that I get almost moves me to tears because it's just right on point. So I'll be using that. But first off, let's see what we most need to know for March 7th and March 8th, Monday and Tuesday. For the highest good of all involved, I ask that all spirits come forward. Shango, Protection and love and light. And what is it that we most need to know within this week that can steer us for our highest good? Okay, I want to pull that out. Ooh, that was not the one that jumped out, but I'm going to address that anyway. Steer us for our highest good and also get us in alignment with our personal paths and ascension process to enlightenment. Okay, so that's Monday. And I'm going to address the card that fell out again. There was one that fell out, and then there's one that I just pulled out. So the one that fell out is the Queen of Swords. So this is not necessarily pertaining to Monday and Tuesday. It can just be an overall theme of the week. The Queen of Swords is very vigilant, okay? As you can see, the swords rules the element of air, and air is all that which is intangible, which you cannot grasp. It could be ideas, it could be stimulation, it can be inspiration, it could be communication, verbal communication, expression. It could be emotions and feelings. So these are areas that may be challenging to us, may be provoking some sort of feeling or some sort of situation that is getting us to rock our boats a little bit. The Queen of Swords knows exactly who she is. Funny enough, earlier I said don't leave your throne, because she's coming out to communicate that same message. She sees everything that's going on. She's very vigilant. She's very observant. So she watches her whole life and her whole empire like a movie. She wants to know what kind of energies is X, Y, and Z projecting. What is so and so complaining about? What are they talking about? What kind of vibrancy are they giving off? What kind of intention are they giving off? You also want to be vigilant to know this is your world, this is your realm, like this is your space. You have to claim that. So you have the right to say yes, enter, or you have the right to say get out of here. You don't need to explain to nobody why you want them out of your life or why you don't want to talk to them anymore. You know, it's very justifiable to you. It is within your right to choose who and who you do not want in your world. And so the Queen of Wands is the queen of communication. Okay, she articulates herself very clearly, very concisely, and very directly. Okay, she doesn't necessarily talk in riddles. She's very on point. She wants you to know what she means, and she wants you to really fundamentally understand where she's coming from without having to second guess where she's coming from. And she's very honest, and she's very grounded in her truth. She rules a lot of expression, so this might be a time for you to really release any pent up areas in which you may not be able to communicate yourself clearly. Maybe there's a person who's very stubborn, or you know that they exhibit certain habits where they're not being receptive to your communication, and you're feeling like, I can't really talk to this person because they're just such a lower consciousness that for me to try to even step down is a disservice to myself. So I need to find another way to release my expression, to release that need to express. So you can write things out. Journaling is recommended. In journaling, you can access your spirit so that it's almost a conscious stream. A stream of unconsciousness. But in doing so, you allow your spirit to resonate and to come out and to be very free and free in its expression. Excuse me, for some reason I'm like all blocked out with I'm very angry right now for some reason, and it's not at you guys. I know exactly what's going on. Anyway, it's blocking me up. And maybe that's why we pulled that out, because sometimes we cannot express to those who have angered us, or we cannot really it's not in our highest interest to react in anger, and it's not in our highest interest to react in violence. And so even though that's my first inclination, I really just want to bash someone's head in. I have to think about what's better for me. There's so many ways that I can take that frustration, that anger, and the manifestation of that energy and channel it in something else. I dance. Maybe she's communicating to me in my personal circumstance, you need to dance and you need to create a choreography that talks about the suppression of your divine feminine, that talks about you being disrespected from males or whatever. Or maybe you need to release yourself in writing. Perhaps you need to write a letter to that person and burn it, even though you can't necessarily deliver it. Or maybe you can deliver it and you can't necessarily vocally articulate what you want. Perhaps you need to talk to a friend that can understand you and that can be your rock temporarily, and maybe just be there as a listening partner, and a means of support. The Queen of Wands is also very important for us to integrate into ourselves because she is very structured and organized. She's very disciplined. And she knows really inherently what she wants and who she is. So she's not willing to compromise that because she knows it's a disservice to her. So be it poor habits, poor lifestyle, poor dietary choices. She's not going to indulge in that when she wants, let's say, this type of body by this certain month, or she knows that those sort of choices are going to affect her internally and it's not going to really make her feel good. We got to be mindful of our choices. We got to be mindful of the way we select our thoughts and our emotions and our feelings, but also not to necessarily be impulsive and to como se dice, to react impulsively, but to choose mindfully and to choose your best option and to redirect that energy in a way that you can create better things with it, or you can engage your creativity and express yourself fluidly in that manner, and so you can really purge and purge healthfully. ¿Cómo se dice? Purge naturally. Oh Lord. So for Monday and Tuesday, we've got, boy, the devil. And what did I say? Beware of temptation. Beware of falling into a subconscious, monotonous behavior, a belief system, a cycle that you're just not aware of. Things that maybe your intuition are telling you not to engage in, but you know, your your heart wants to do it anyway. There needs to be a balance between the mind and the heart. So the mind is your logical faculties. It will find it will list out any rhyme and reason, list out all the points and all the factors as to why something is good for you and why it is not. Whereas your heart will only resonate with what your desires are and what your longing is for. When you balance both of them, you can come to a reasonable decision that's best for you. And so this is really the balance. This is really a test between how balanced you are, how much faith you have inside of yourself, how much do you know yourself, how much are you dedicated to your well-being and to your progression. We may be facing nasty energy, we may be facing nasty attitudes, we may be facing a breakthrough in a pattern that's maybe self-perpetuated from our childhood, that we've learned from our parents, or we've learned from some sort of victimization role that we've played. Maybe we realize a friend that we've always had has never really been a friend, and we've just been using each other all this time. Maybe you realize, the reason why you have a certain pattern in your dating life, or the reason why your financial frequency is the way it is, or the reason why your health is the way it is, or maybe you realize that you complain a lot. So these are just examples of how the devil can manifest in our lives. But it's important to know that the devil is not an external creature, and he is an entity that lives inside of ourselves, that we really need to take in and swallow and become whole with, in order to understand what kind of role does he play in our lives that is not for our highest good. Not that he is necessarily evil, not that he is necessarily looking to sabotage us, but it's our suppression of that shadow side that causes him to retaliate more, that causes our lives to crumble and the cause is to like really just live in shambles basically. So this is a very powerful time for transformation. This is a lot of challenges, but also with a lot of challenges comes with the possibility of becoming a phoenix and rising yourself from the ashes. Okay, this is not a time to be woe is me, what the fuck am I going to do with my life, I don't know what to do. This is a time to really be still, to be rational, to observe what is going on, to maybe even write down what patterns you see, what habits you see, what's the cyclical behavior that you notice inside of yourself and you notice all around you. Everything is a vibration, and the law of attraction says like attracts like. So if you're attracting a particular environment, if you're attracting a particular lifestyle, if you're attracting particular people, particular work, if your energy is a type of way, that is because you must be vibrating with it on some level. And this is quantum physics. This is not just law of attraction woo woo. This is a proven fact. This is how the universe works. And so within Monday and Tuesday that coincide with the eclipse and the new moon is a very beautiful thing, because we're not supposed to fight the devil. That we're actually supposed to become friends with our own demonic selves. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it's only in accepting the darkness that you can understand what information is trying to connect with you. You can understand that it's inherently a part of your whole self, okay? Because everybody has darkness and lightness in them, and the mergence of two, the marriage of two, creates a gray neutrality, which is basically the ideal center that we want to live in. Okay, so that we know the reality is that everything has two sides to a coin, but when we can accept two sides, we really see the truth, and we can cope with that, and we really know what's in ourselves that is perpetuating X, Y, and Z, that's creating this scenario. We know why this outburst happened, because we were suppressing something inside of us. So for March 9th and 10th, Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to channel out another card. I've been yapping. This is probably the longest video, but you know what? I'm having so much fun, so I don't care. As long as it helps you guys in some way. I just know it's been a little topsy-turvy for all of us, so I'm sending you all love and light, and I mean that not in like a trite way, but really, everybody can use a lot of positivity right now. We could use a lot of laughter, a lot of fun with friends. Oh, and that being said, this card fell out. Okay. The Justice card for March 9th and March 10th, Wednesday and Thursday of this week, has been revealed. This is a karma card. This is a card of Ma'at, the Egyptian goddess of truth and balance and justice. So she is fair. She says everything that is going on, the Justice also says everything that is going on, everything is transpiring is as a result of our karma, be it from a past life, be it from what we've been projecting subconsciously or consciously, be it from our actions and our expectations. Everything is happening for a reason. So there is really no use in you suppressing and fighting what is. You have to take things a day at a time. You have to go with the flow, and you have to see, just live for what the universe is bringing up to you right now. This is your purpose, to accept what is happening to you as part of your divine plan. You also play a role. You also are a divine power, in terms of you have the choice and the awareness to shift out of these habits and to correct your karma. You don't necessarily always have to just regurgitate what's being thrown at you, but you do have to learn. These are lessons. These are righteous lessons and challenges and information that the universe is sending to us cryptically, so that we can decipher and liberate ourselves from this perpetual cycle of sleeping on ourselves, basically, a perpetual cycle of unconsciousness. So the justice is saying this is actually fair. What is going on is for your highest good. So chill out, just go with the flow, see what happens, and see how it's transformed you into a better person. The purpose is to evolve. The purpose is to be progressive and to be better than what you were yesterday, to learn. Um, and so the justice comes with that message of slaying mentally, logical balance, being very mentally astute, and also balancing your emotions and not letting them take the best out of you, knowing that necessarily there are things that you cannot control, but the only thing that you can control is yourself. So this is all about personal mastery. And how do you gain more education on personal mastery? You have to observe what you're creating. You have to observe your circumstances and your environment. You have to see what causes you balance and what does not cause you balance, and to get rid of that which does not serve you. And to support yourself emotionally, to stay consistently motivated, to stay consistently in your own path. Everyone's path is very different. You cannot judge people, okay? You cannot judge people for utilizing their sense of free will. Their choices is what's good for them. They're selecting them. That's their life. You shouldn't judge. If you want to see more miracles in your life, judge less. Judge less of yourself and judge less of the circumstances around you. Because as soon as you judge something, you confine it. You confine it in its own mold in the universe. You allow it to stay in a box, in a cage where it cannot possibly be anything else. So if you're judging your husband for not cleaning the house, you think he's going to want to clean your house if you have that energy? No, because you're always complaining that he's of that energy source and you're keeping him locked in to that force field where you're not allowing any potential possibilities to manifest, because you're just perpetually focusing on that one aspect instead of, you know what, I'm not going to judge you. I don't like it. I don't necessarily have to accept that, and I want to communicate that, but I'm allowing the field of the spectrum to open up to give me maybe this possibility or that possibility or that. Just go with the flow and see what happens. But to judge yourself is really to limit yourself in some way. And so the justice card is saying, learn from your judgments, learn from your projections, and see what it is that you need to find balance in again, or see what it is that has been working for you and learn how you can implement that through other areas in your life as well. And the last card for this weekend is the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. Yes, that we shuffle this for the highest good and all involved, and we get the clarity that we need. Bam. Yay, coming out of this victorious and successful. Oh my God, you probably feel like a trooper. You probably feel like you won the Olympics. Basically, the Six of Wands is coming out with this tenacious, vibrant energy that's like, I can do it. I've done it. I've been through the muck and the mire. I've been through this challenge. I've grown. Like, this is almost facing your fears and coming home after winning a long, tedious battle. Being like, why was I even fearful of that to begin with? That was silly. Or you've learned much. This is a lot of emotional maturity. This is a lot of spiritual maturity. The wands also pertains to spiritual transformation, fire, aggression, passion being actualized and utilized in the right way. So this shows that out of all that resistance and all that blockages, you have come correct. You're getting out of it successfully. You're getting out of it victoriously. You're getting out of it aligned, feeling proud of yourself, feeling confident, not giving any shits, excuse my French. But really, it's just like, whatever. I am the way I am. You are the way you are. There are no comparisons. What's the point in comparing? I'm belittling myself. Why? I'm the shit. This is what you should be thinking about. You shouldn't be a little extreme with that. they get like Kanye West, like he's a little crazy. I mean, it's working out for him, but everything in balance. You should, hold yourself up in high esteem and, continue on forward fearlessly, knowing that you're going to win the battle, but it is a consistent thing. It's discipline. It's having faith in yourself first and foremost. And maybe this is what you have to learn is to have complete unwavering faith. And I hope you really take that hard as you enter this week. Not to necessarily want to manifest anything negative for you, but not to be so blinded and so positively blinded. It's like, well, nothing's going to happen. I'm very positive. I live in a bubble of positivity. I just love ice cream and cotton candy and all this shit. And my crystals save me from my life. No, you need to be very realistic and know that sometimes things are going to be thrown at you that you do not expect, but they're for a higher purpose, they're for a higher reason, and you don't need to react. You could just be chill and you'll be like, whoa, okay, I got the memo. All right, moving forward. There you go. There it is. And before we go, I want to access the Isis Oracle because these are just really beautiful and stunning creations. And I really feel that they can help us out a lot. I'm going to have to read their definitions because they're pretty lengthy. And they come with their own rituals and whatnot. I don't know if I'm going to go into the ritual, but definitely going to check this out. So, this time I'm going to actually ask Papa Legba to come through. And guide us through this deck. Papa Legba and Isis, I know they're completely different entities, but they can coexist. And I want this one. And the reason why I want him to come through is because we're all at a crossroads right now. And he guides us through that transition. As a prankster, but meaning well. Alright, this is the card I want to pull for this week. Funny, we were just talking about that. Life restored. Priestess of the Phoenix, the beetle. Okay? So in ancient Egypt, the beetle was a very profound symbol of resurrection and rebirth. And so in the ability to almost like similar to the phoenix, come out of the ashes. But the beetle was buried in dirt, in mud, and in shit. And as he was rising out to reveal his nature from the earth, he was shedding all these layers to reveal his wings and his claws and everything else. So it's very symbolic for rebirth and coming out of a lot of resistance and a lot of darkness and a lot of negativity into the light, into realizing and actualizing your full self, the truth of who you are. So let's see. Life restored. Priestess of the Phoenix. Okay, get ready. Cold reading. Spiritual resurrection is gifted to you now. Whatever part of you or your life you thought to be dead is being revived and will flourish back into life. Just as the phoenix rises from the fire, transitioning from death into life, so too you will rise again, healed and renewed. Life restored brings messages that a trauma, ending, struggle, or apparent defeat is not the end of the story for you now. What may appear to be an ending can sometimes simply be the forces of ancient feminine power flowing into new pathways, pulling energy away from old forms so that they can transition into new forms. This can take short or long periods of time. It could be over days or years or weeks, months, and decades. It doesn't matter how long something appears to have been decaying, it will spring back into life at the right time. Just as the Nile River subtly adjusts its course over time, so too will the river of light that flows through you, filling you with life force and divine energy. Move with innate wisdom. You can trust what is happening for you right now. Something important to you is coming back to life. It might even feel that you are coming back to life after a period of increasing emotional numbness, physical or psychological struggles, or spiritual disillusionment. Excuse me. It might also be a lifestyle, a practice, business, or relationship, new or old, that is coming back to life now. You are guided by the divine priestess of the phoenix, Sister Isis, to turn your face to the sun. Just as the sacred scarab beetle follows the movement of the sun, rises from the bottom out to the sun, you are encouraged to focus on the light and life that is seeking you now. Do not resign yourself to the way things have been. Let go of the past. Be brave and bold and allow the Phoenix Priestess to inspire you to realize that the return of life, the restoration, the resurrection is upon you now. Have hope and optimism. Just because something has fallen away in the past does not mean that it will not have value and be able to grow in the present moment. Take what is going to be offered in your life, the rebirth that is happening, into your wide open arms now, and be assured that you have transitioned through the energy of death and into new life now. Peace to you, dear initiate of the light. The past is over. Enjoy your rebirth. That shit is profound. I tell you, if you guys want to pick up this deck, it will change you for the better. It's always awesome to have this, even though, I mean, you might not be a reader, but you can become one. I feel like everybody has these gifts, and it's just really reassuring, and it's a very good sense of alternative therapy, to have on the side. This is the Isis Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. And she has a bunch of other decks that I've never explored. I'm excited to get into those inevitably. I spend way too much money on decks, so I'm a chill for now. But this is how it looks like. I recommend it for everybody, masculine or feminine. And I hope that moved you in some way. I hope that resonates with you while you're going through your week. Feel free to share your experiences if you're open. I'm inspired to create a community that everyone of different denominations, can share their energetic experiences. We can learn from our own spiritual trials and tribulations how to better ourselves, and maybe someone's experience can bring light to yours. So feel free to comment below, subscribe on my video. If you want to book a session with me, you can go on my website, www.myurbanillumination.com. Click on the work with me, and you'll see all my sessions there. You can hit me up there as well. My email is urbanillumination@gmail.com, or check me out on social media, Instagram and Twitter at Tatianna Tarot. I wish you guys nothing but the best, and I hope that you are blessed by all the spirits this week. Stand in your power, know your power, and use your power wisely. Okay? Ashe.